You know, and I'm gonna just say this, bro. The more you beat your meat, the more your shit gonna shrink. The more pencil tip you gonna have. You gonna have pencil tip. Because there is no blood flow going through. The more you watch porn, the more you gonna think about that type of scenario when you with a real woman. The less drive you'll have to want to fuck her or want her to give you a blowjob or shit like that. Right? The less motivation you'll have to get things done throughout the day.
Yo, what up, YouTube? Welcome to Sinn-Take, man. My name is Sin, coming back with another one, man. Listen, bro, I had to show y'all that clip from Steph is Cold, man. I had to show y'all that clip from Steph is Cold, man. Shout out to Steph is Cold. Go follow him on Instagram. Go follow him on TikTok. Go follow him on Twitter. Go follow him on YouTube. Listen, he stayed dropping gems, you know what I'm saying? And I first started hearing this stuff from Steph. So, you know, shout out to him for putting me on NoFap, you know what I mean? For real. But man, I want y'all to understand that there's no way that you could set yourself up for success by fapping, dog. You know, there's no way that you could set yourself up for success by beating your meat and just walking around with that type of energy, because it's gonna be just like you say, you're not gonna be motivated. And at the end of the day, bro, listen, you never gonna have that drive that you need to get out there and really get you a real woman. You know what I mean? You just not gonna have it because you're gonna be so used to depending on that. And at the same time, you're making your PP smaller, you're stopping blood flow from that. You know, you constantly thinking about pornography scenarios that ain't gonna happen because that shit ain't real. And then when you can't get that scenario, you just don't have the drive. You know, you're not gonna be turned on like that because you need for it to be happening just like you see in the screen. You know, you need for it to be just as nasty just like you see it on the screen. So you really just stopping yourself short from actually getting out there and having real life experiences. You know, instead, you know, you're gonna be walking around viewing these women as objects, and you never gonna, you know, just attract the right woman. You never gonna attract the right energy to where it's just natural and you having a natural experience, you having a good time. You know, the energy is just amazing because that's how it's supposed to be when you connect with that feminine energy, bro. You know, the whole experience supposed to be beautiful, bro. But you take the beauty out of that shit when you let that pornography take control of your mind. And that's what you do every time you fap, you get worse. Every time you fap, you get worse. And not only your social life and your dating life, but you know, your life in general, bro. You just lose all that drive. So you won't be focused on setting yourself up for success. Instead, every time you do that shit and the more addicted you get, you setting yourself up for failure. You know what I mean? Because you're not gonna really want to get out there and get after it like you should want to. You know, because for one, you low on energy. Two, you not motivated. Three, you don't want better for yourself because you just so dependent on that. And four, that shit gonna be constantly on your mind. And I think that a lot of people just don't think about that shit because the porn will never be enough. That's why you do it so much. You know, it's never going to be fulfilling for you. Not like you think. You think that you being fulfilled just because you get to fap and it's at your disposal and you get to do it nice and quick, you know, and you know you ain't got to get out there and be dating. You ain't got to be doing all of that texting. You ain't got to be, you know, you ain't got to put in no work. But sometimes when you out there putting in work and, you know, and you gotta and you learning how to be social and connect with these women, it's just making you better. You know, but the more you rely on porn, you just worse, and you making your social vibe more and more creepy. You know what I mean? You making your social anxiety more and more worse. You know, and all that's gonna do is just push you into the darkness even more. And again, you will never be fulfilled like you would be out there getting the real thing. you know, when you get to connect and then that energy, you know, mesh together, that masculine energy and that feminine energy, like I said, it's supposed to be beautiful because we supposed to get along. It's supposed to happen. You know, it's supposed to be this way. But where in the hell did you see in the beginning of time where, you know, Adam was watching porn? You know what I'm saying? Where Eve was getting off, you know, using a fucking dildo or some shit like that, or a piece of motherfucking, you know what I mean, a vegetable or something. Nah, it wasn't like that. We were supposed to get along. We were supposed to connect. Our energies were supposed to create something beautiful like life. You know what I'm saying? But you wasting your life force energy, bruh. You know what I mean? And you think you gonna go out there and win with that type of mentality? You know what I mean? With that type of vibration, with that type of energy, it's just not gonna happen, bro. You know, you're not gonna have the will to get out there and wanna be successful. You know, that's why this shit create losers, because you lose your ambition. You lose your time. You lose yourself. You lose everything about you. You lose your DNA. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't gonna get out there and really figure out who you are and what you made of, how strong you are. You know what I mean? How far you willing to go, how far you can take it. You just don't know. So you know, you could just forget about really, you know, just getting out there and just being great and taking your life to new heights. You know what I mean? Taking your vibration to new heights. Really out there just living and, you know, like I said, man, living life to the fullest. You just not gonna have the drive to do it. You're not gonna have the drive to do it. And people don't understand that shit. They just think that they could just, you know, do that shit and they act like they really getting away with something. When they know deep down inside, bro, they hurting themselves. Deep down inside, motherfuckers don't realize that they hurt in general, bro. They hurt in general. And you continue to do that shit, the more you lose yourself. You just don't realize it. You don't feel it now. And, you know, you just don't know how unnatural it is for you to continue to do that. When you really, when the Most High done blessed you with all the strength, when the Most High done blessed you with the brains, you know, when the Most High done blessed you with the power to get out there and do something great with your life, do something great with your energy, and then, but instead, you choose to, you know, watch some bullshit and, you know what I mean, you choose to watch some bullshit and just waste it away. You know what I'm saying? You just choose to waste it away, so you will never be prosperous, bro. You just won't. You won't have a prosperous life. You won't have a life of abundance, bro. Because that's going to constantly stay on your mind and shit. And whenever you do, if you do, you know, reach something that's worth, like, bragging about, worth, like, being proud of. Like, if you continue to watch pornography, you continue to have your mind in the gutter, you continue to make that addiction worse, bruh, everything you gain, you're going to end up losing that shit. If it's money, you're going to end up losing that shit, because when you finally get out there and you be able to pay for the experience, because you know them sack chaser assholes going to come out of the blue, them succubus women going to come out of the blue, you know, before you know it, you're going to get got, because you ain't going to be used to dealing with women, because you were so used to fapping. You were so used to watching pornography. You were so used to being comfortable in that cubby hole of yours. So when you get the real thing and you really like get some type of status in your life, it won't last long, because you hurting yourself now where it's most important, where you supposed to be living and you supposed to be finding out who you are as a person, as a man. You know what I mean? You supposed to be finding out, like, this is like a time for y'all to really be getting out there and living your life and figuring things out. But you can't do that when you living like that, bro. And a lot of people just don't realize it. You can't. But then they want to be quick to say, man, I just don't do this, I just don't do that. You know what I mean? And then they do it in the name of not, you know, trying to get out there and, oh, you know, I ain't out here simping, I ain't gonna do this, I ain't gonna do that. Nah, you using that as an excuse to not talk to women. You know what I mean? You using that as an excuse to watch porn and continue to be a lowlife, bro. So don't try to, come into the manosphere or even get on semen retention at all and just be using that shit as an excuse to not live your life. You know what I mean? Hell no, this ain't for that, bro. It's for you to be the best you can be and have control out here. You know what I'm saying? Have confidence out here, ambition out here. You know what I mean? It's for all of that stuff, bro. So you know how to carry yourself, man. When the time do come, when you do meet that queen, when the Most High do send that wife that you want, send you that life that you want, send you them blessings that you want, you gonna know how to carry yourself like a real G. You gonna know how to carry yourself like a real man, a real gentleman out here, and you ain't gonna be fooled like everybody else. But when you watching porn, bro, listen, come on, man. Dog, you gonna be getting fooled all the time. You're not gonna be seeing no red flags in these women, bruh. You know what I mean? You're gonna be out here pedestalizing these women, doing anything, and the craving just get worse, bruh. Porn make that craving worse, bruh, because you ain't working on nothing else. You ain't working on nothing else that need tweaking in your life. Hell no, you ain't gonna do it. You ain't gonna have the energy to do it. You know what I'm saying? Instead, you're going to always, like I said earlier, be leaning back like Fat Joe. Well, I got porn. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I could fap. I got this. I got all this bullshit. You know what I mean? Because that's all that come with it is bullshit. All that come with it is bullshit. Don't let nobody tell you different, dog. Don't let nobody tell you different. Because the shit just it's astounding how many people caught up into this lifestyle. And I know how easy it is to get caught up in it because I was once caught up in that shit. And guess what? I used the same excuses. I used the same excuses to not go out there and talk to women that threw the choosing signals, that was throwing me the signs and shit like that. You know, but I use that the excuse of, man, I ain't, these hoes ain't about nothing. These hoes ain't did this and that and this and that. Nah, bro, you just was lazy. You know what I mean? You just was caught up into that porn lifestyle. And then if it wasn't going to be like that, if it wasn't going to be quick, then you didn't want the shit. You didn't want to put in no work, no effort to find a good woman. You know what I'm saying? But you will settle for a hoe. You'll be quick to jump in a hoe, thinking that that's going to be the equivalent to that porn because, hey, that's where your mind at. So you think you're going to attract a good girl constantly watching pornography? No, you're going to attract them hoes. You're going to want something nice and quick. You know what I mean? You're going to want something nice and nasty. You know what I mean? But then want to complain and shit when you find out that she wasn't your cup of tea. You want to complain and shit when you burning and itching. You want to complain and shit, you know what I'm saying? When you knock her up, you know what I mean? And find out that it was a bunch of other motherfuckers that was dipping in that. You know what I mean? But that's what you attract. When you out there with this type of energy, bro, when you out there with that on your mind 24/7, you know, because that shit just ain't gonna never be enough. It ain't gonna never be enough. Fapping ain't gonna never be enough for you, bro. And like I said, not like how sex will be. You can have sex, and for real, if you really on your purpose, bro, you can have sex one time and not be out here lusting and chasing women, or even care if you have sex for months on end. You not gonna care about that shit, bro. You know, and I didn't realize that until I got on semen retention. Until, when I started realizing, like, sex ain't what motherfuckers out here making that shit as. You know what I'm saying? That's like all the motherfucker like that ain't got no life. That's all they care about is hoes and who fucking who and releasing and doing other low vibrational shit. Bro, when you really start seeing what life is really about, when you really learn about who you are and you find your life's purpose and you start seeing and realizing that there's so many things that's more important than that. Listen, bro, sex ain't gonna be number one on your list. You know what I mean? It's gonna be something that you just squeeze in and do from time to time. You know what I mean? And then you good, you recharge, you like shit, you know? And for real, it might turn you off for some chicks, like, honestly, like, you're not gonna be like how you used to be with these women after you sleep with them, unless you know, like, yo, like that energy that she has is different. And you're not even gonna be reading just the sex energy. It's gonna be like y'all connection, y'all conversation, the things that matter when it come to really like making a real connection with a real woman out here. Those things are gonna come into play, not just the sex. You know, but the only way you will see that and realize that is if you're not watching pornography, if you're not lusting, if you on your purpose, if you really on a journey like this, then you will see that there's way more important things than just sex with these women. And then you would think about and start reflecting how much trouble that used to get you in just thinking about that. How many relationships that then went sour just thinking about that. How much time and money that you wasted just thinking about that shit, bro. You know, it changes everything when you get on this journey. So I suggest you stay and keep fighting through the ups and the downs. Through the relapses, through the flat lines, through the wet dreams. It doesn't matter. It's worth fighting for. You know what I mean? Not going back to being that same person, because we know how easy it is to get back into that loop. And it ain't worth it, bro. It's not worth it when you think about the things that you can accomplish, the person that you could be, becoming your best version, the blessings that you may see, and the light that you gonna be in, and all of that other good stuff that come along with this, that come along with when you respecting the laws of the Most High God. You know what I'm saying? God ain't gonna respect you sitting there wasting away your life force energy, the gifts that he gave you, your time, your attention, your money, all of that. The Most High can't respect that, you know, because he didn't put you here for that. So just remember that moving forward, all right? And that's my word, man. My name is Jason, the Sinn-Take. Holla at y'all later, man. Peace.
Give you this, give you that, but Cindy got nothing for you. No simping in my decisions, I gotta keep it royal. King shit, I'm the gift, I promise I won't adore you, but I will explore you.